Hi, folks. Welcome back. Though, if you live in California under one-party Democrat rule, welcome back probably feels more like welcome to the decline. Only in California can a mayor shed tears over a business daring to follow immigration law while the streets outside turn into open-air crime festivals. We've got illegal workers getting fired and our LA mayor, Karen Bash, acting like it's a tragedy of the century. And we've got hundreds of jobless thrill seekers shutting down downtown Los Angeles with fireworks, vandalism, and attempted looting, all met with the Democrat signature move, doing absolutely nothing. This is their blueprint for America, folks. Protect the lawbreakers, punish the taxpayers, and call it all progress.
A crowd of employees of the Los Angeles Equestrian Center huddled together Friday morning, moments before they were taken into a closed-door meeting, where they say they were all fired because of their immigration status. We're told they took care of horses and stables.
How does it feel? I mean, you just heard all these people got let go.
It's terrible. You know, there's a lot of people whose life has been upended. You know, if we got fired, just everyone can put themselves in that kind of a position, I'm sure.
Susan Becker boards her horse here.
She's also upset
she's learning more through the grapevine than directly from management.
I'm very disappointed in the management because, like I said, I mean, if they're going to make a decision like that, everybody needs to be informed.
Maybe you should hire Americans.
How about north of Griffith Park. The city contracts private company ASM Global to run the facility. Mayor Bass speaking with our Alex Michelson in studio about the matter this afternoon.
Apparently, I guess ICE asked for whether or not the employees had proper identification and through E-Verify. And that's all I know right now. But what's important to me, though, is ICE changing their tactics? Are they changing their tactics?
Just last week, the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals affirmed a federal judge's temporary restraining order preventing ICE from stopping and questioning people about their immigration status without reasonable suspicion or a warrant. It does not appear that today's events at the Equestrian Center violate that order. Still,
I'm devastated. You know, this is a terrible situation for all these people who, a lot of these people, they've been working a long time and they've been working really hard.
Hire Americans. It's actually crazy how Democrats have openly and proudly embraced America last. Why can't these jobs go to Americans? I'm sure there are at least a handful of people who would love to pay their bills instead of watching these opportunities go to people paid under the table at below market wages. This story is a perfect snapshot of the Democrat moral inversion. The mayor of Los Angeles is more concerned with whether ICE is changing their tactics than the fact that a taxpayer-funded facility was employing people here illegally, likely for years, while local unemployment and cost of living skyrocket. This isn't compassion, by the way. It's a rigged labor system that rewards law-breaking and undercuts legal American workers, all while turning the enforcement of existing laws into some kind of moral scandal. Democrats have built a political machine that depends on erasing the line between citizen and non-citizen, not because it helps our country, but because it maintains them in power through dependency, activism, and identity politics. The outrage here isn't that ICE did its job. It's that our elected leaders have decided their job is to make sure American law never gets in the way of their political agenda and expanding their power. Now, for additional context, illegal aliens make up roughly 4.8% of the U.S. workforce, according to the Center for Immigration Studies, and their presence is most concentrated in low-wage, labor-intensive jobs. When millions of additional workers are added into the same pool as America's least educated citizens, the result is predictable. More competition for the same jobs and downward pressure on pay. In California, where illegal aliens account for 8% of the workforce, or roughly 1.5 million people, that pressure is magnified, hitting industries like agriculture especially hard. Nearly 46% of California's farm workers are illegal aliens, which allows employers to hold wages down year after year, eroding the bargaining power of legal American workers who can't afford to work for less. Harvard economist George Borjas has shown how this dynamic works. By paying illegal labor roughly 40% less than comparable legal or native workers, and still 4% less after adjusting for demographics, employers lower the prevailing wage for everyone in the same sector. That drop in labor value is most devastating for low-skilled American workers, particularly black high school dropouts in industries like meatpacking and construction, where the U.S. Commission on Civil Rights estimates the labor supply has been inflated by as much as 25%. Economic Policy Institute notes that this isn't just a wage problem. It's also a standards problem, as the influx of easily exploited workers allows employers to weaken workplace protections. And as Stephen Camarota testified before the House Oversight Committee, these wage and job losses spill into higher housing costs, lower affordability, and greater fiscal strain in high immigrant states. It's a chain reaction. Expand the labor pool with millions of illegal workers, drive down pay, push legal workers out, and watch the cost of living climb, leaving the working class worse off at every single step.